Pacific Rim is finally out! Yeah! And you know what? I have to say it though, I did see it. And in my honest opinion, it was fucking awesome! Okay, let's get to a big professional now. And let's kind of like get to all the nitty gritty of it. So first off, the story. I actually really liked it. It's quite good because we get in a sort of explain when the first of these the kaijin kind of like appeared and what the world tried to do at first hand, and you know, you actually get a really good brief, you know, quick history of how it kind of like all started and why they created these Jaegers. And one thing I like though is they treat the Jaegers as kind of like Iron Man's kind of armour, you know, like Mark 1, Mark 2, whereas like each one's different, is far superior than the other. Maybe because of just maybe higher technology, I'll be able to cram in a little bit more. And I felt, and also the character development for the story helped towards, you know, drive the film forward. So overall, the story was really good for kind of like a B-movie type of movie. So what about everything else? Well, let's start off with the kaijins, and they were actually really cool. I liked how like they're all kind of like different, and how they are kind of like different to more of like monsters, and it's great to see that there are some of these are very different but also different in terms of size and sort of shape, and I think that's really cool, so it gives a great diversity. The Jaegers again are really different. Like, I mean, there's one that's just really like a really sort of big bulky one that's more focused on attack power. You have one that's kind of like has like 3 arms. It's sort of interesting. Then you have like kind of like the basic model, and then you had one that's kind of look more like the superior model. Kind of looked more like kind of like a merchandise toys. And what was actually quite funny is they did actually kind of show like a sort of kid like playing like toy Jaegers and toy kaijins. I thought that was hilarious. Also, it's quite hilarious is some of the dialogue. The dialogue actually is pretty cool, especially that computer voice. You know, Gladys, well, from Portal, even though technically not Gladys, he must have got the copyright to use that voice. That has a couple. It's just weird to hear that voice, and there's one line of the whole film. I'm not going to sort of spoil it, but when you hear it, you will laugh because it's so Gladys, in my opinion. And one other thing as I like was how they explained why they needed 2 people to, you know, to control the Jaegers, because when one of the biggest things I might have had a problem with the trailers is like you always saw these 2 people and you thought to yourself, why do they need 2 people? They explain it really well throughout this whole film. And let's get to the best part. The action scenes are just amazing. I mean, precisely they probably show quite a lot of the best bits in the trailers, but even still it's just amazing to watch, and I was just kind of blown away by all these really good scenes. But as awesome as a film this is, I do have a couple of problems with it. The first problem is more of a nitpick. It's like after the sort of like the start and the wee prelude sort of thing to it before the title screen comes up, and from that to then the sort of like a big sort of Jaeger battle, like with the kaijins and that, it's very kind of slow pace, but they use that time to use for character development and sort of more other things, and I think that's pretty good that they did that. But it just kind of like, you just kind of want something a bit like a little bit in the middle or something, and what I found it was a wee bit boring. The next part is probably a lot of people have probably been saying this, as the scientists. They're too like one's really just crazy, speaks way too fast, and the other one's kind of like, I don't know, actually feel like a freaking old man, but yeah, again speaks so fast, and it was kind of hard to really like them in a way, because they just kind of they talk so fast and they're just like all over the place that you kind of like, like maybe if it was just maybe one scientist or something that they had, but the fact they had 2, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a bit of a downer. Not really. This is kind of more, I would say that tones it down a little bit of the film, but to be honest, it wasn't as bad as say other sort of sidekick kind of like film. So what do I give this film? I'm pre-warning you all guys that I am bringing back a rating system. I'm bringing it back. I'm doing it in my own sort of take. So this gets the highest of them all, is you see it and own it. Basically it's worth going to see to the cinema. It's also maybe worth going to see it again and own it. Basically when it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, digital download, you just own a copy because it's just how really good this film is. And I hope you all really do get to see it, and obviously share your thoughts of what you thought of this film, because I actually think, in my opinion, this was the best film of the summer. Like, better than like Star Trek and Man of Steel, only because this actually felt like a big proper summer blockbuster film and didn't have to try and take itself serious for a film, you know. It didn't have to take itself serious, that is what I'm saying. But that's what I love about it, and I hope you guys love it, and see you guys later.